Hello, it's Michael, and it's week 10. We are all done. Well, hardly actually. You have just begun, and thank you for all your work in uncovering some of the setup, at least, for the services that you are going to study. Now, for one reason or another, and please let me know whether it's personally or whether it's through ratings, many of you decided to go away from the list, and um, yeah. That has never happened, and hopefully that isn't due to something I've miscommunicated. Please let me know. Although I do love variants, although this list is still pretty good, and the hope is that you understand why, which is the core data of these services is contributed by you. And you means anybody. And that is a very challenging feat, but from what we've done, you've done this in class. That's what we've done this entire class. You took some data from somewhere, you made it your own, you tried to build a service around it, get people to understand it. So the majority of the work of the paper is just going to describe how did this service do just what you did. Let's call it 80%. And will you use see-do charts? Will you use data? I would definitely take some pictures or have some listing of what are the data elements. You know, what is it you're organizing? What's the hierarchy? How do they display things? Not only just you can look at the HTML too. All those things are valid, and that's most of the paper. Metadata is a great topic, and I'm really appreciative of you guys sharing some of your favorites. However, one thing about metadata is it's not completely reliable unless it's coming from you. Now, is it a coincidence that the ratings for this class start today? No, no, it's not a coincidence. And that you just did metadata and you just understood how difficult it is to use things like stars and such. I feel for you. I did a lot of work in ratings, especially work involving rating uh, courses. And we used to have a 10-point scale. Ugh. Anyway, don't get me started, right? But you see biases, you see things that are very difficult for people to put into words. But I will tell you that is one thing that's great about the evaluations is there's a numeric part and there's a word part. So if you can help me in any way improve the course, if you had a good or bad experience and I can make it better in the future for others, please let me know. If you can let me know in that, all those are, everything's anonymous, by the way, so I won't know, but if you can tell me why did everybody not use the list? I'm really curious. But don't get hung up on metadata. It is almost every service now has a metadata portion. Everybody wants you to clean and to sort and to rate and to rank and to like content so they don't have to do it. That's fine. One perfectly awesome suggestion, which I will make to you guys too, is there's a little portion of the paper, which is where do they improve, right? If they're already successful, how will they change? And it probably is going to be AI. Think about the massive amount of data that they've collected that you'll know exactly what it is because you're going to contribute some. What are they going to do with that? How does AI play a role in that? Which is interesting. So, you know, a paragraph or two, again, metadata is how do they let people tell one thing from the other? But from this, again, I hope this chart made sense. This is how just about how ratings are not what you think they are, because if you start here, you can see how you're kind of pushing yourself up here, you know, because rating things that you don't like isn't very easy to do. However, rating things that are really good often has a very small range of a scale. My favorite record, for example, my 5-star record may be your 3-star record, but it probably isn't your 1-star record. So this is just more human, but it is numeric, and that's why I put up here numeric stuff. Remember how we started and said don't do any numeric stuff? It's because new numbers don't mean anything to anybody until they are visualized. So they have to be in the realm of metadata. This is metadata, which is color or shape or something that indicates, you know, it's just that's how data works. You kind of have to add them, subtract them, average them. But there are interactive ones, so I wanted to share those just because I love this kind of stuff, and it's part of the work that I do is to try to visualize numbers so that people can make decisions and decide something. And as I said, here are some really, I love this format, by the way, of getting signed up and understanding like what is the role of you, which for the most part isn't huge, right? You can be you as a human or you as a fake name. You can have multiple accounts. You can see that the identity isn't, critical to the data veracity in many services. So that's good to know. And yes, this format is good, and I have hopefully given everyone feedback. Many of you, as I said, have picked services that are really metadata only and or are not public, and I did want to make sure that that needs to be rectified immediately. Please, I would like to help you make a great project. And so let's just move over quickly to this week. This week has to do with, can you come up with some sort of a programmatic sequence that will trigger something to happen? Okay, so in this case, these are some ideas. Thank you for contributing ideas already. Can you come up with something that will make people change their behavior? It's pretty neat. And that's kind of the biggest picture here. And that may indeed be something that AI could do, possibly. As I said, you don't have to spend too much of your paper analyzing the metadata part. It really is, let's focus on the things we spent most of our time doing. As to the paper, you're going to do it in Medium, which is another platform, which I also write on. If you've never written on Medium, there is a really big reason. I wish someone would pick Medium because you can actually pick Medium for the topic. But either way, Medium has a very distinct way of dealing with the topics and our processes, right? That we, especially structure, right? Structure is going to be a big part of your paper, trust me. So, how does that structure get displayed, or how does it get coded? What's important in the areas that you've contributed? Very big part of understanding these. So anyway, if you would like me to take a look at your paper in progress or help at all, mention me and I will. You can post it here for others to read. There's a particular link in Medium, which I think I can show you. Let me just show you. There's a share this link. And so if I go to stories, drafts, here we go. So here's a thing that I've written that has yet to be published, but if you go up here and you say share draft link, that means people can come in and take a look, which is great. If you want to share, we like sharing in this class. And if I have comments, I will make them privately. Okay, so that's where I will, for the first time, go in exactly to something and say, could you clarify? Or whatever. If you would like my feedback, it's not necessary. But if this is something that you would like me to do, just ask. And look forward to you immediately rating this course. I hope you enjoyed this experience, and I look forward to seeing you apply these to a extremely valuable service. Remember, these are behemoths of profit, and they do it all based on letting you do all their work, kind of. All right. Have a great week, and thank you all for being in the course, and I hope it was valuable to you.